But before we get out of here, every week we'd like to present to you an outstanding student athlete. The Lexus Leadership Award is now in its 25th year. And this year, Lexus of Richmond has increased the scholarship to $25,000 for an outstanding student athlete in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. And this week's student athlete nominee is standing by with our own Gary Hess.
This week's Lexus of Richmond Scholar Athlete is an outstanding student athlete from James River High School, Luke Lamberson. Luke, congratulations. Welcome. How you doing this afternoon?
Thank you so much. I'm doing awesome. It's great to be here.
Well, that's cool. So Luke is a runner. And, you know, the thing about runners is they're always in season because you got cross country, then you got indoor track, then you got outdoor track. I guess that gives you an excuse to stay in shape, huh?
It does. 12 months out of the year, all year long.
Now, have you always been a runner? Now, in middle school, you played some other sports?
I did. In middle school, I played soccer, basketball, but I am now sticking to running because running is definitely my better sport compared to those.
Now, was it when you went to high school that you decided to kind of lock down on running?
It was. So when I went to high school, you know, cross country, indoor and outdoor, such, you know, bigger things. You start practicing in June over the summer every morning. And so really, I wouldn't have been able to play anything else, even if I wanted to. So
in track, what would you say is your best event, and what is your favorite?
I think my best and probably favorite event, unless you ask me during the race, is the 800 meter. The half mile, 2 minutes of just absolute pain, but it's a lot of fun. It's a really tough race, but I really enjoy how difficult it is, and you know.
So you like those shorter distances more than like the cross-country distance?
I do. The 800 and then I also run the 1,600 meters are definitely my two favorite distances. The 5K is a little bit long. When cross-country ends, I'm glad that I don't have to run any more 5Ks.
Do you like the individual races or the relays, or do you like the fact that you get to do both?
I definitely like the mix between individual and team. I love the relays is fun because when you grab that baton, you know you're not just running for yourself, you're running for your other three team members. And so that's always a fun feeling. It motivates you to push through the pain a little bit more.
Okay, so I know you had to overcome some adversity from last year. Tell us about that, and how's the senior season? I guess it's cross-country season. How's that going so far?
So last year, during my junior year cross-country season, our team was super excited. We were the best we'd been in a long time. I'd been training for about 2 months, and then in August, my shin started to hurt. I trained through it for a little bit, and then I couldn't anymore. Went to the doctors, and it was a stress fracture. And I was out for about 3 months. And so I came back just in time. I wasn't in great shape, but I came back to help my team win regionals for the first time in 23 years, which was an awesome experience. But this year, I'm healthy. The team's doing well. I've taken off 45 seconds from my PR. I ran 16:08 this weekend, the 5th fastest ever for a James River runner. And I'm hoping to take off a little bit more time. So it's going well this year. I'm healthy. The team's doing well. It's great.
It's amazing how being healthy just makes things better.
Yes, sir. Being healthy is great.
So obviously indoor and outdoor still to come. You have expectations of performing better in those seasons as well?
It is. Number one goal is to stay healthy, but there's a few school records that I'm aiming for. Our sprint medley relay team last year came 2 seconds from making nationals, and so this year I'll run the 800 leg, and hopefully we can get under that barrier and qualify for nationals, which would be a fun experience.
So you can see Luke's an outstanding athlete, but he does it in the classroom as well. The credentials are amazing. His GPA is almost 5, a 1580 on the SAT. Come on, man. What'd you miss, 2 questions?
Something like that.
Obviously, great AP test scores, a long list of academic achievements. Talk to me about being a part of the Ethics Bowl state championship team.
So at the Leadership and International Relations Center, we take ethics junior year, and so our teacher, Mr. Couillard, puts together an ethics bowl team, and that's kind of our thing as a leadership center. And so last year, I was a member of that team for the first time, and we went to collegiate to compete in the state championship, and it was a long 8-hour day, tons of debating ethical dilemmas and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And we came out the winners, the state champions. It was super exciting. We were really pumped, and so then we got to go to a virtual playoff to try to qualify for nationals, which we did not win. But this year we're coming back hopefully win states again and potentially win that virtual playoff to make nationals.
Take it to another level.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Okay, so a lot of great community service as well, but I got to ask you about this. Your senior capstone project, raising awareness and funds for the Hilliard House, which is a temporary homeless shelter in Richmond. How'd you get on this project, and tell us about it?
So I volunteered with the Caritas program, which is a homeless shelter that comes to my church every year, and just seeing the families and seeing people who live so close to us, struggle with some things that we take for granted has really always struck a chord with me. And so for our senior year, we complete a capstone project where we give back to the community and the Leadership Center. And so I decided to make mine benefiting Hilliard House, which is a short-term homeless shelter for families where they take families who do not have a home, give them a place to stay and food for a month, and then they help find them a permanent home. And so that rehousing process really inspired me. And so I'm creating an event. It's going to be a cornhole tournament where we raise money to create gift baskets to give to these families as they move into their new house to make that house feel more like a home.
That's awesome.
And so that's going to happen in March, and I'm really excited for it. I've been working hard on it. I'm excited. As it gets closer, it's going to be a great event. So I'm just excited to be able to give back to the community.
That's awesome. Are you going to be recruiting teams like publicly to participate?
I will, yes, sir. The signups will be online. I'm going to try to make it as big as I can.
Well, send us the info when the time comes.
Yes, sir.
I
will.
And we'll publicize it for you.
Yes, sir.
That's great stuff. What a great project.
Thank you.
And a great time. Now, obviously, it's October. It's the middle. You're going to blink your eyes. It's going to be March. That college decision looms.
Yes, sir.
Where are you looking, and are you thinking about running in college?
I would like to run in college. Like I said earlier, I had the stress fracture, so it's going to depend a lot on the times that I can run this year. I would like to do finance and math in college, so I'm looking at UPenn, MIT, Vanderbilt, UVA, Notre Dame, and South Carolina. And so really, once the cross-country season ends and the indoor season ends, I'll be able to have a better idea of whether I can run at some of those colleges, which I would really like to. And so then I'll probably make my decision from there.
Well, any of those colleges would be lucky to have you. Congratulations on all the great stuff you've been doing, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's Luke Lamberson from James River High School, this week's Lexus student athlete.
Thanks, Gary, and thank you to Lexus of Richmond. All right, we'll come back. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to flip it over to an hour with Ed, VCU Director of Athletics, Ed McLaughlin.